everyone, Joshua here from the Going back to a new Simpsons review. And this is the Itchy and Scratchy movie episode review. And again, another good episode. Man, we are getting good episodes. We get Grandpa Simpson's Bart and Lisa watching Star Trek, pretty much. A funny joke with this guy can't reach the button, pretty much. Grandpa Simpson complaining about the TV, which he sleeps. And yeah, Marge and Homer are going to a meeting, pretty much, and saying if they're good, they get pizza, and if they're bad, then they get poison. And he says he's not taking 2 stops, which he keeps complaining about which teacher he wants to go with. Which they go. Homer has to suck into the desk. This doesn't go well. Mrs. Carbuncle is, of course, not happy with the stuff with Bart. Yeah. And saying that he's not going to do anything bad, and he says, let's do something bad. And, of course, Homer thinks of what he is remembering what he read to Lisa when she was little, or asked what he read to Lisa. He talks about it. And, yeah, we see something that we don't even get to see of exactly what we can tell from Marge's expression of where Bart put the fireworks. Mrs. Carbuncle told him where did Bart stick the fireworks up, and from Marge's expressions we can pretty much tell exactly where, not the butt, but the center, the very down center. And of course, no, not the belly button, what center, the painful center. But Bart is trying to get, and manages to get Grandpa Simpson's taste, which he puts it in his mouth. And Homer's about to leave, which he has to take the desk off. Bart is just swinging by with the teeth on the fan. Marge is just writing, and yeah, they're complaining about Bart pretty much, of how he's a bad kid and how much trouble he's doing. And Mrs. Carbuncle is saying something about Supreme Court and stuff, which Marge imagines what could happen to him. And yeah, she just worries about him, that Bart could end up like that. So he's still, and yeah, when he's biting some desk, he ends up breaking Grandpa Simpson's dentures, which he tries to tape them back, sticks them in his mouth. They come home, and he says he's reading the Bible. And yeah, they brought pizza. And Homer's like going on and this and that because of the punishments and stuff. And again, they start to punish Bart. First saying to take out all his tastes, which, again, they don't do that. Grandpa Simpson manages to get it stuck on his forehead. Bart is wondering when they're going to bring him food, even though he said that he was going to go to bed starving. Homer's trying to get him some food, but Marge tells him to get back down. Bart imagines Santa's little helper as a pizza box. So he's just sitting on his bed, thinking that they were serious, and Homer comes in saying that Marge is not listening, so he brings him a pizza and promises him to be good. And he says, sucker. So Grandpa Simpson tries to take some dentures that's not his, and yeah, gets a gun pulled out of him with him. And Lisa and Bart see an advertisement for the Itchy and Scratchy movie, which, yeah, Bart melts a figure, and yeah, they see a advertisement for the Itchy and Scratchy movie. And of course, Homer just very upset with Bart of not taking out the trash with goats, and Bart telling him to watch the TV while he goes play with Milhouse. And we see this advertisement for the Itchy and Scratchy movie with blood squirting out. And yeah, Bart's still causing trouble, which Homer gets onto him again. And he completely ignores it, the punishment, because he goes out for ice cream. And they change the subject, pretty much, of how he skipped jury duty. Bart ripping up the carpet Marge sees, and again, is upset with Homer not taking responsibility of properly punishing their son. Which we see this guy that's been hiccuping for 40 years or so, and he's like, kill me. And they see an advertisement that's actually showing an early screening of the Itchy and Scratchy movie. And we see this whole thing of how the cartoons were made and stuff, like Happy Cat, pretty much, the origins of Itchy and Scratchy. And we see a funny thing of Steamboat Willie. Yeah, of Itchy and Scratchy version of the old classic Steamboat Willie. Yeah, it's basically Steamboat Willie, but replace Pete and Mickey with Itchy and Scratchy. And yeah, brutal things occur here. And doing step sides and all these, and this guy kicking, and Homer telling Bart if he was watching Maggie, and he's like, oh, and Maggie's driving a car and crashing, and of course Marge sees it, and these policemen, they cannot be more stupider, and he's like, oh, isn't that cute, a baby Maggie driving a car, and there's a horse driving a bike or a car, and they don't even do anything. Again, these policemen are so stupid. And Maggie crashes into the prison with the airbags, and she goes to sleep while the prisoners leave, and this is where things get very serious. Homer takes full responsibility with this punishment's gonna stick. He takes the ticket to the Itchy and Scratchy show, rips it up, and tells Bart that he is never watching it. And he says that he would rather get a spanking. Which Homer remembers of this thing of just going back to his old backstory thing and stuff. And yeah, we see business is booming pretty much with everybody. And this guy, that's when the bridge opens, he says, I regret nothing. And yeah, it goes all the way to the house, which Homer tells Bart that it does seem like extreme measures, but he told him that when he got a punishment, he had to he was holding his breath and banged his head, that he might have gotten brain damage from it. Which, of course, Bart's still watching TV, or is having to watch TV and thinking about Itchy and Scratchy. Which Lisa comes after she watched the movie, pretty much making the whole situation worse for him. Him reading the book of and Milhouse and them are coming pretty much. Nelson pretty much and saying how they watched it 15 to 17 times already, the movie. And Marge and Lisa want to talk with Homer about this punishment, and it's been like 9 months, they said, since the punishment, and they want to pretty much break the punishment now. Bart tries to go and watch it, but Homer took full responsibility, telling the guy at the front, saying that they can't sell a ticket to Bart. So basically, the Ren and Stimpy movie is showing one last time, and we see a 40 years later thing when Bart was a senior and Homer as a senior, like an elderly senior, and they go to watch the movie. And yeah, it ends with Homer and Bart all grown up and stuff, just enjoying the movie. So yeah, that'll conclude this review. Hit the like button, subscribe if you need to. Just want notifications turned on so you miss anything new. And yet again, another good episode. So hopefully you enjoyed. Catch you on the next one.